Anthony Hartwig here with a Howland Volleyball Coaches Corner / season preview. I'm joined by their head coach. And coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and talking to us a little bit about your team and what you expect out of them this season.
Thanks for having me, Anthony.
You got it. And my first question is kind of a meet the team segment. Go over your roster for us a little bit and some of the big names that Howland's going to feature this year and maybe some new faces that Tiger fans should be aware of.
We have a little bit of experience coming back. We have 4 returning lettermen. Angelina Weems in the setting position. We look forward to having her take over that role. She's really becoming more of a versatile setter, super aggressive, increased her court awareness over the off season. We're looking for her to be a leader for us. Sienna Dykes, one of our middles. She has been playing some big high-level volleyball over the off-season, so we're excited to see what she has learned and what she can contribute. So we're looking forward to her to be one of our leaders as well. We have some new faces coming in, some younger kids on defense, one returning letterman on defense, Bella Musali's one of our seniors, expecting her to run the defense along with some of our younger kids, possibly Michelina Watt, a sophomore for us. On the outside, Macy McFall, she's been playing some high-level volleyball. We're looking for her to take some big swings. Looking for her to kind of step into, again, as an upperclassman leadership role. Julia Mock is one of our third senior. We're looking for her to get some time defensively and on the outside. And then Kylie Boyle is my setter right side. She's been around for a long time. We're looking forward to her being a senior. She knows how we run things. She's looking to build on the team chemistry and be one of the captains. So we're looking forward to having her step into that role as well.
When you talk about stepping into a captain role, and obviously you said you return a lot of experience, who are going to be some players that you really lean on to be not just vocal but emotional leaders of this team this season?
I always kind of put that on my seniors. We have 3 seniors returning this year. Again, they know how things are. They know our expectations, our high level of expectation. They definitely lead the way for the underclassmen and show them the way and how we do things at Howland.
Sometimes young kids come through a program and you can just tell right off the jump that they're going to be a good leader and they have that gene that you almost can't coach on how to lead. Do you see anyone in your program that you're looking at right now and saying, man, when they're a senior or when they're an upperclassman, they're going to be just one of the leaders that I can really lean on?
I definitely feel that about some of our juniors, that like with Angelina, I think she's been in the gym with us in our clinic since maybe 3rd grade, probably half the time I've been at Howland. So super excited for her to be an upperclassman and contribute as one. We've always seen high potential in her, so we expect that out of her this year for finally. She feels like she should be a senior and been graduated by now, but she's really just coming into her own. Sienna's very vocal, very intense. We look forward to, like I said, having her bring some intensity to the court, as well as the other seniors bringing some chemistry.
These next couple of weeks are going to be a lot of work, a lot of scrimmages, a lot of fine-tuning things before week 1. What are some things that you want to see your team accomplish these next couple of weeks of preseason before you get into game 1?
Definitely the team chemistry. We want them coming together, a little bit more communication. Again, this is probably the first few weeks that we've actually had everybody in the gym. So to start building on that's super important. Need to see the defense start clicking for that first few weeks of the match or first week of the season, or it'll be a long couple of weeks.
In these next couple of weeks, like you said, you're trying to build team chemistry. What kind of things do you do to try to give the girls bonding experiences and try to give them those team chemistry exercises in the next couple of weeks?
I put that on the seniors. They're putting some things together for the underclassmen, get to know some of the 9th and 10th graders, our new faces, kind of step back, let them do that without coach hovering over top of them. Let teenage girls be teenage girls, have some fun. And I think that's when the chemistry kind of builds off the court.
And you're putting a lot on your seniors. I love it.
They
Seniors
do.
get a lot of responsibility.
It's time for the real world.
I know. I love it.
How the world works.
When you look at this schedule, obviously we'll start with your conference. The AAC is so good in volleyball. You got so many good teams that you have to deal with. What kind of things are you expecting out of the AAC this year and playing the teams that you play twice?
I've always felt that the AAC is probably one of the most competitive leagues in our area. Any given year between Boardman, Canfield, Fitch, us, Harding, we could. It's just a matter of one or two girls here or there can kind of set one team over the top, but it's the scores don't even reflect how competitive it is between the handful of us that play D1, D2 schools, and we branch out of this area to try to play high level teams so we can go be competitive once tournament play starts. So I expect it to be the same this year. It's going to be super competitive any given night, Canfield, Fitch, any Boardman, us, any one of us might come out on top one night, and then the second round a couple weeks later you might see a totally different match. So it's always exciting volleyball.
A really good conference, but a smaller conference that opens your schedule up to go and play as many teams as you want non-conference and test yourself a lot. What are some teams that pop up outside of the AAC that you're really excited to go up and play against?
The past few years, we've reached out to like Akron Firestone tournament we go to. I know our younger classmen, we're trying to get them into like Massillon, Jackson, Nordonia, just some high level. So they see the high level earlier on before they see it as a varsity level at tournament play. So we've tried to do that the last few years with my AD. We've really ramped that up.
Since this is our first chance to have a coach's corner with you this year, I want to know kind of about your volleyball journey. What kind of got you started into this sport and coaching it, and what you love so much about it?
Oh goodness, I've been around longer than I thought I'd ever be around. I started coaching probably 2003. I started coaching because I was coaching my sister, who was probably fifth or sixth grade at the time, maybe younger, and that kind of started it rolling. I worked my way up. Doing travel ball each year. I'd do a higher level. Kind of got me into coaching freshmen at Howland or Hubbard rather. I'm a Hubbard graduate from way back, Chuck Montgomery's era. I knew how a program was built and what made it successful, the consistency, the consistent standards. I came from that. Somehow I implanted into Howland, and the position opened up, and somehow they hired me way back when. And so I'm starting my 13th season with them. I think it's my 21st year coaching, which is hard to believe. I started coaching my sister, and hopefully I don't plan on being around to coach my daughter, but it's kind of looking like that.
Hey, you never know. You didn't plan on being around that much when you started, right?
So you never know.
You just kind of get that coaching bug. Can you pinpoint a time when you like went from someone that was just kind of getting their feet wet at coaching to someone that just fell in love with it and kept coming back every year?
Right from the get-go. I was the kid in junior high that somebody gave a chance to, and same thing as a freshman. I loved the game from the first time I ever stepped into the gym and started playing it in the backyard, to actually get on a team, and love being a part of a team. I love the pace of it. I told this to my girls all the time. I'm probably the quietest person outside of volleyball. Growing up in high school, I was the quietest kid in the class, didn't really talk to anybody, but it was something about volleyball that just sparked something, and I don't know what it was. You jump around, you get excited. That's the medium that you can go do that in, and it's okay. It's accepted. You get excited about a point. You have a teammate. Yeah, I have friends over the years that are always been they've been friends for years that were my teammates from 20 years ago, travel teams, school teams. And same thing when I started coaching. There was I've coached a lot of kids and a lot of their siblings, and I stay in touch with those kids, their parents. It's just really opened up a lot of relationships over the years that, I'm sure other sports provide that, but the volleyball community in the Youngstown Warren area is special.
13th season, as you said, which means you've had plenty of time to instill a culture and keep it consistent. If you had to define the culture that you try to set for every program that you step in, every year that you step in, what would you define your volleyball culture as, the one that you want your team to have?
We just like to create a sense of community, the sense of this is a team, we're all one, we're all together. And I've tried to do that with the 7 through 12, junior high, all the way up to the high school varsity level. Everybody's a teammate, everybody's cheering each other on. We're never pitted against each other. We're supportive from all the way around, even outside of the court. We follow each other. Even once they graduate and, they start coming to coach for me. again, that relationship, I hope everybody that's ever come through the volleyball program that takes that away.
You're, of course, the head coach, which means you get a lot of the limelight. You get the interviews after the games, but we know you don't do it by yourself. You have a lot of people
No.
behind you that are making it what it is. Who's your staff this year? Who are the people that are just intricate to this volleyball program?
African Grant has been my assistant for this past 13 years, and even beyond. He was at Howland, even beyond that, when Nia was his daughter Nia Grant, that played for Penn State and went on and to play internationally. He's been at Howland long before I was ever at Howland, and he has actually been able to lengthen my time of coaching. We've gotten to the point where we know what each other are thinking. We know what drills that we probably need to work on, where we're lacking, and he jumps right in, and everything just continues on. Without him, I definitely wouldn't have been a coaching past the time when I started having kids. He's been tremendous over the years. I can't say enough about him. And the intensity that he brings in the gym and tries to get out of the kids. I have some new faces. We've just recently had a freshman team over the past, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. Cassie Mirko is going to step into the assistant role as well to handle some of those things at the 9th grade, as well as handle some things with me at the varsity level. She's been a former player of mine. I think she graduated 2015. I coached the boys side with her in the spring, so it's been an interesting, to go from her as a player. I've known her since she was 6th, 7th grade, started playing at Howland. So to come up, and now she's graduated from college teaching and learning the ropes to coach in high level volleyball. So I've enjoyed that relationship. And then my middle school, Susie Shields, a longtime coach. She's been around the area, coaches over at Infinity. She's been running things at my middle school that we're probably going to see really benefit us here in the next few years at the high school. So I couldn't do it without all of them.
You got to coach the boys side. You were one of the only YSN teams to have a boys volleyball team. So I have to ask you about that experience and what it was like to have the first year of boys volleyball in the OHSA and to see Howland, be one of the schools that says yes to it and start a team. And what was that like to be able to coach the boys side and to be able to see, obviously, boys in the school be interested in playing the sport that you love so much?
Super, super exciting. So many boys that are so excited about jumping in and being a part of a volleyball team. Like I said, interviewed back in the spring, there were so many kids that have over the years have said, why isn't there a boys team? And, they finally got their opportunity and they showed up. They're a lot of fun. It's raw for them. It's new. They love it. They're interested in it. So, to provide any of my knowledge that I can pass on to them, they just soaked it up like sponges. They're super aggressive. They wanted to be competitive. I only see it growing and growing in our area and beyond. So I'm hoping more area teams jump in on this and grow it.
Coach, before I let you go, I want to give you the chance to tell Howland fans when your first game is and when they can first come watch you guys take the court.
JV and varsity open up on, I believe, Tuesday, August 22nd at Ursuline. That's a non-conference match for us. I think our 9th grade starts on August 19th over at Maslin Jackson. That's away as well. Both are normal start times.
All right, let's do it. Can't wait for Howland volleyball this year, Coach. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and we wish you the best of luck. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you. See you soon.